good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is strictly prohibited. Thank you.
Like a don't dance, but he make moves. They fuck around, I don't gotta shame you. I'm shameless, I be rocking on my chains too. They tell me, boy, I think the money's about to change you. Lord save you, Lord save you. Now I'm running through the city in the same shoes. Now I'm gunning in the bands and the range too. I'm on point, no one never take to. They said I couldn't reach Mars, so I turned to a slide. Now I'm right around, I'm the race of the park. Now I'm talking cash, talk cash, all of my phone. Cash said, watch what they do to the one. I know she wanna be popping all over the brand. When the cameras come out, wanna hold my head. Must be out of your mind, you know who I am. Man, you're killing my vibe, you know who I am. Yeah. They take my kindness for weakness, still coming out strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Herman Athletic Center for today's game between the Mountaineers of Berea and your William Peace Pacers. At this time, we'd like to ask everyone to please rise, remove your caps, and face a flag as we honor the country with the playing of our national anthem. meet today's starting lineups. First for the Mountaineers. At guard, number 3, Tariq Miller. At forward, number 4, Jair Jackson. At guard, number 23, Terrell Carter. At forward, number 24, Travis Haydenrow. And finally, at forward, number 31, Deontay Bizzle Brown. The Mountaineers are led by head coach John Henley. He's assisted by...
What's up and welcome to the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University here in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network as your William Peace University Pacers look to bounce back from a USA South Conference loss just a day ago, but the visiting Mountaineers of Berea College looking to do the same. They fell to Pfeiffer on the road and now look to snap an 8-game losing streak as they have fallen in their last 8. They won their first 3 games of the season, but in this stretch, they've given up right around 87 points per game to their opponents. So William Peace, of course, with that in mind, licking its chops, had a not-so-great shooting day yesterday and looking to bounce back and capitalize on their opponent today. As the starting lineups are announced, a little bit of a different look for the Pacers coming out of the initial huddle. Familiar faces in the lineup: Tyson Sellers, Trey McLean, Trey Bryant, and Camden Ferguson, who have started most of this season, especially as of late. But Jason Dudley, the junior out of West Carteret High School in Morehead City, North Carolina, making his first start of the season. Pacers donning their all-green uniforms, white and gray trim. Berea and its white with blue. And as the teams get ready to jump things up, it'll be, of course, Trey Bryant for the Pacers and Jair Jackson, the junior forward, 6'6", out of Greenup, Kentucky, jumping things up for the Mountaineers. All is up, and Bryant tips it backward, but it's reeled in by Tariq Miller of the Mountaineers, and Berea with the first possession. They go up top, swing it back to the left wing, where Miller receives the pass. They swing it to the right side, three-point shot, catch and shoot off the front side of the rim. The miss by Terrell Carter, the freshman guard for the Mountaineers. Rebound goes down to the Pacers, and William Peace with its first possession of the contest. Trey McLean, big game yesterday. Zips a pass to the left wing. Camden Ferguson, 1 for 1 from deep so far, rips the bottom of the net as it's 3-0 Pacers about 40 seconds into this one. Carter bounces a pass to the left block for Berea. Back up to Carter, tries to cross up his man. Tyson Sellers, the defender, having none of it. Top of the circle, catch and shoot. Hayden Rowe gets one to roll in. Another freshman in this starting lineup for Berea. Ties things up at 3. We're right at 1 minute into the contest, 3-3, 19 minutes left in the first half. Sellers, top of the circle, goes underneath. Trey Bryant with a little backdoor cut. Good hesitation to get his man in the air. And drops it in for 2 with his right. 5-3, a 2-point Pacers lead. Berea working it around the perimeter. Now a double team up at the top of the key for the Pacers. Broken by Berea. They clear it underneath to Deontay Bizzle Brown, who banks it in for 2, the senior on the board for the first time today, and ties things up at 5. 18:32 to play in the first half. McLean, chest pass, right wing. Sellers dials up a three-point shot off the back of the iron, and it's rebounded by Rowe. So Berea now with it. He hands off the outlet pass to Carter, who dribbles all the way inside the perimeter. They swing it around left side, back to Carter. Bounce pass underneath. Bizzle Brown almost lost his handle. Good help defense by Tyson Sellers. Goes up for it. It's off the backside of the rim, rebounded by the Pacers. And Bizzle Brown commits the foul after the rebound. That's his first personal, first team foul for the Mountaineers. And it gives possession back to the Pacers with 18:08 to play in the first half of action. Still tied at 5. McLean and Bryant bring it up the floor for William Peace. Bryant hands off. Deep three-point shot attempt from Camden Ferguson just off the front of the rim. It was on line. He's feeling it today. So 1 for 2 thus far. The rebound goes down to Berea. Carter in transition with a little Euro step. McLean doesn't buy it. Keeps his feet planted and draws the charge. So it goes back to the Pacers. 17 minutes, 49 seconds to play in the first half. Tie ball game, 5 points apiece for the Pacers and the visiting Mountaineers. McLean defended by Carter, gets a high screen from Bryant. Drives right side. Underneath the basket. Bounce pass up to the top of the circle. Dudley wide open for the long two. Misses off the right side of the rim, and the board goes down to Berea. That's Tariq Miller with the rebound out of Richmond, Kentucky, the sophomore. It's into the front court for the Mountaineers. They hand it off up top to Bizzle Brown. He puts his back to the defender, Dudley. Dishes outside. Three-point shot attempt by Miller off the backside of the rim and batted away by Berea and reeled in by Carter. So a second chance for the Mountaineers underneath the basket. Jair Jackson tries to go a little up and under move, has a shot blocked, and it's back to the Pacers. He wanted a foul, but good defense by Tyson Sellers. McLean on the other end of the floor. Overhead pass to the right wing. Sellers drives, tries to kick to the left wing, and it's batted away. Intercepted by Rowe. Tries to take it coast to coast, but can't get the layup to fall. Dudley with the rebound for the Pacers. 5-5 the score, 16:40 left until halftime. Full court heave by McLean is tipped away and stolen by Berea. Here comes Miller, driving right side, and a blocking foul will stop play as Trey Bryant hits the deck. He's charged with his first personal. It's the first team foul of the game for the Pacers. And it's ruled on the shot. There was some confusion, a number of substitutions, 3 apiece for the Pacers and the Mountaineers. But Tariq Miller will be rewarded 2 shots. I would have guessed that the foul was on the floor, but Miller goes to the free throw line with 16:35 left to play in the first half. Miller's first free throw is up and in, and now a bevy of substitutions for both teams. As Carter and Rowe check out, I see for the Mountaineers. In come Mitchell Embry and DeAndre Lightfoot. A couple of freshmen off of the bench. Miller's second free throw is in the air. Funnels through, nothing but net. Smith Gupton and Sam Arnold among the new players in the contest for the Pacers. Handoff to Joshua Jones, who just entered the game on the right wing. He drives, dishes outside to Camden Ferguson. Now back in Jones's hands on the left side. He's defended by Lightfoot. Dribbles to his right, hands to Arnold, who hands to Smith Gupton. High screen from Paul Dunlap. So 4 new Pacers into the game. Dribbles to his right. Hands to Ferguson, who dials up a 3 from deep with about 4 on the shot clock, and that misses off the back of the cylinder. Rebound to Berea. Miller drives, kicks to the right side, and it's in the hands of DeAndre Lightfoot. Gets it back to Miller on the right wing. High screen, overthrows the pass underneath as he's double-teamed. Good defense there by Sam Arnold and Camden Ferguson for the Pacers. And Ferguson favoring a hand. It looks like he's hunched over. But that brings us to our first media timeout here on the Pacers Sports Network. It's 7-5, Berea with an early lead here at the Herm. Exiting the first media timeout of this competition. It's 7-5, Berea with an early lead on the Pacers. As William Peace brings it up the floor. Gupton to the high post to Dunlap. Hand off to Joshua Jones. Thought about a 3, but didn't have the space. Underneath now, a bounce pass cleared to Dunlap, whose layup attempt cannot go. And it's knocked away out of bounds. Last touched by the Pacers, who are now going to apply some full court pressure as Berea sends in the inbound pass. It's into Lightfoot, knocked away and off of Lightfoot's hand as he was trying to recover it on the near sideline. And the pressure pays off for the Pacers. They get possession back. 15:34 to go until the half. Jones on the inbound pass. Gets it to Dunlap at the top of the circle. Runs baseline, receives it all the way over on the right wing, puts up the three-point shot attempt. It's in and out, but in the hands of Sam Arnold. Second chance for the Pacers. They go outside to Sellers. And now Gupton, chest pass to the left side. Arnold, hands off to Sellers. Lost his footing almost again. Having trouble keeping his balance, it looks like. To Joshua Jones, dribbles just inside of the three-point circle, puts up the long two, and it's off the front side of the rim, rebounded by Berea. 7-5, Mountaineers lead it. With just under 15 minutes until the half here at the Herm. Mitchell Embry hands off to Lightfoot at the top of the circle. He dribbles to his left. Now they go up top to Chris Spratling, who dribbles into the elbow, puts up a wild shot off the backboard and then the rim. Rebounded by the Pacers. A couple of cross-court passes. Gupton up top to Arnold. Dribbles to his right, clears the way for Joshua Jones. Hesitant to shoot the three. He goes to the corner. Dunlap's three-point shot attempt skips over the top of the cylinder. Arnold tries to save it from going out of bounds, but nobody touches it as it bounces to about mid-court and out at the far sideline. So it goes back to Berea with 14:29 to play in the first half. 7-5, Mountaineers still lead by 2. DeAndre Lightfoot to run the offense for the guys in white. He's across the timeline after the inbound pass. Gets a high screen, crosses from right to left. They go up top to Carter. Right side, Rowe catches, shoots off the front side of the rim. Dunlap races him to the rebound and reels it in. Numbers for the Pacers in transition. Bryant goes up, has his shot blocked, and Dunlap on the follow attempt, unable to put it through. Berea, very physical underneath in transition, comes away with it. Carter dribbles off of his foot as he enters the front court, and it's stolen away by Joshua Jones for the Pacers. Outlet pass to Gupton, and now the Pacers will slow things back down. He gets a screen at the top of the circle from Dunlap. Bryant from the top of the key, bounce pass underneath to Dunlap, who can't get the layup to fall again. And the rebound goes to Lightfoot. Transition now for Berea. Right corner three, put up and off the far side of the rim. Mitchell Embry on the miss. And Tyson Sellers reels in the board. So the Pacers now with another chance as they enter the front court. Sellers hands off on the left side to Joshua Jones. Gets a screen, doesn't take it, steps back, takes a long two. And it rattles home for Joshua Jones. That ties us up at 7 points apiece, 13-10 to play in the first half of action. Lightfoot is defended by Jones, sends a chest pass to the left side to Embry, who hands off to Carter, leading scorer for Berea this season, right at 19 points per game. Bounce pass underneath. Spins and puts it up to Bizzle Brown, but it's just short of the goal. And rebounded by the Pacers. Sellers on the other end from the right wing. Bounce pass underneath to Trey Bryant. Layup a little too strong. He and Embry get tangled up, and both hit the floor as Berea brings it up on the other side. Bizzle Brown with a three-point shot attempt this time. Not really his game. It's off the front side of the rim and rebounded near the three-point line by Dunlap. Back into the hands of Smith Gupton with 12:28 to play until halftime. And the Pacers bounce it to Dunlap, top of the key. Hits a cutting Tyson Sellers on the right side with an easy lay-in for two. Pacers lead 9-7, 12:15 to play until the half. Lightfoot into the front court for Berea. He's defended by Joshua Jones. Dribbles through his legs and sends a chest pass to the left side to Carter. Now underneath, they go to Bizzle Brown. Fakes a pass outside, spins around his defender, Bryant. Puts it up and draws contact. So Bizzle Brown will go to the free throw line to shoot two as the clock stops with 12:03 left in the first half. 9-7, a 2-point lead for the Pacers. And Deontay Bizzle Brown, the senior forward, starting his 12th of 12 games for the Mountaineers, averages just under 13 points per game. Is a 66% shooter from the free throw line, his first of two on the way. It's off back iron and no good. Couple of substitutions as Tariq Miller re-enters the contest. Austin Glasgow, the junior guard out of Knoxville, Tennessee, sees the floor for the first time today for the Mountaineers. 4 new men on the floor for the Pacers as Bizzle Brown hits his second of two and will exit as well. Jair Jackson re-enters the contest. So the 5 for the Pacers as McLean and Arnold bring it up the floor. Also includes Camden Ferguson, Jason Dudley, and Christian Farrell, the freshman guard out of Pittsboro, North Carolina, into the game now. He did not play in their last contest yesterday against Piedmont. Chest pass to the right wing to Camden Ferguson. Bounces it underneath. It's batted away, intended for Dudley, and it goes out of bounds on the far sideline. The ruling is it was last touched by the Pacers. And Coach Claude Shields wants an explanation for one of those plays leading into our second media timeout, as there are 11 minutes, 47 seconds to play here in half number one. A 1-point Pacers lead, 9-8 is the score here at the Herm. So just before breaking the huddle at the Berea bench, head coach John Hemingway reminding his team to push the ball when it is appropriate. So now Berea throws it in after the batted away ball out of bounds, and entering the front court is Austin Glasgow, the junior guard, just entered the contest. His first offensive possession in for the Mountaineers. Zips a pass to the right wing. Three-point shot attempt by Tariq Miller, rattles in and out, and the long rebound goes down to Dudley eventually. It touched a couple of hands before his. Trey McLean drives baseline, dishes to the right wing. Ferguson gets his man in the air with a pump fake. Open for the three-point shot attempt. It hits front side of the rim and skips over the cylinder. On the other end, Berea with a three-point shot attempt of its own. Top of the circle was Glasgow, and a little long on that attempt as well. Pacers now with it in transition. Farrell drives baseline from the right corner. Bumped and steps out of bounds just at the baseline. Farrell this season, I mentioned he didn't play in the game against Piedmont yesterday, has played 16 minutes entering today's contest, has scored 8 points. Not a lot of action for the freshman so far this season as he defends Tariq Miller on the right wing. Pass cleared underneath, spin into jump hook off the backside of the rim by Jair Jackson. Rebound goes down to the Pacers. McLean hands off to Dudley at the top of the key. Dribbles right, gives to Camden Ferguson, right back to Dudley. He drives baseline and puts it up from the other side of the basket. Looked to bank it in, but it was just a little short, and the rebound goes down to the Mountaineers. Glasgow hands to Carter on the other side, to the left wing where Miller drives and floats up a layup. It's swatted away by Dudley right into the arms of Trey McLean. Here come the Pacers. One-handed chest pass to Camden Ferguson on the right wing, mishandled and stolen away by Berea. And now Glasgow moving the ball in transition, dishes to the left corner. Carter thinks about a three, puts the ball through his legs, and back outside to Glasgow. Rowe, catch and shoot at the top of the circle, airballs it, and it goes out of bounds at the baseline to give it back to the Pacers. And Rowe now 1 of 3 from distance, unable to get that one to fall, as we're now under 10 minutes to play until halftime. 9-8, still a 1-point Pacers lead, and a very slow scoring pace for both of these teams. Berea gave up 117 points to Pfeiffer in yesterday's contest. Gupton with a bounce pass to the left wing. Catch and shoot. Camden Ferguson gets his second to go from deep. He's now 2 of 5 from the field. All 5 have been shot from three-point land. And a 12-8 lead for the Pacers. 9:30 to go until the break. DeAndre Lightfoot handling the ball on the left wing. Hands to Glasgow, who dribbles to the left wing and clears everybody else out. Underneath the Bizzle Brown. He's defended by Sam Arnold. Gets into the paint, spins to his right. Looks to bank it in, but it's no good. Second attempt at it as he gets his own rebound, swatted away by Sam Arnold. Back into the Pacers' hands. Sellers goes coast to coast, tries to lay it in with his right from the left side of the basket, and it's rebounded by Berea. Miller's shot after a spin, swatted away by Gupton. Into the hands of Tyson Sellers the ball goes. He bounces to the right side to Camden Ferguson, who could have had a three. He's been known to take it from that distance before, but he passes up on the three, probably a smart move. and the Pacers reset the offense. Gupton with the three-point shot attempt. Misses off the right side of the rim. And in an attempt to rebound, it's off of Sam Arnold's hands and out of bounds at the baseline with 8:43 to play. The clock stops, and possession goes back to Berea. Pacers 12, Mountaineers 8 here at William Peace University. Paul Dunlap subs in for Sam Arnold. Terrell Carter in for Austin Glasgow for the Mountaineers. DeAndre Lightfoot dribbles over to the right wing and is doubled immediately by Camden Ferguson and Jason Dudley. And a foul called against Dudley. That's his first, third team foul for the Pacers. Inbound pass on the way, just in front of the Pacers bench, as it's knocked away and stolen by Smith Gupton. He's one-on-one with DeAndre Lightfoot in the front court. Softly tosses it up. It grazes the front side of the rim, takes a second, and rolls through for two. 14-8, a 6-point Pacers lead now. Smith Gupton D'ing up the point guard Lightfoot as the Mountaineers operate their offense. Carter with a bounce pass underneath. Bizzle Brown from the left block has it knocked away but regains composure against Arnold. Fires up a layup and is frustrated as there was good contact there by Dunlap, rather. I mentioned it was Arnold the first time, but he has subbed in for him since. Three-point shot attempt missed, but a rebound underneath the basket by Dunlap for the Pacers. 7:50 until the half. Sellers driving right side. Lays it up, a floater, has it knocked away by Bizzle Brown. The block goes to him. And in an attempt to regain the ball, just barely steps out of bounds, does Bizzle Brown. And it goes back to the Pacers. They'll have an inbound pass underneath their own basket. After the media timeout, though, 7 minutes, 46 seconds to play in the first half of action. 14-8 your score. Pacers with a 6-point lead here on the Pacers Sports Network. Back with you on the Pacers Sports Network. 7 minutes, 46 seconds to play in our first half of action. Both of these teams, the William Peace University Pacers and the Berea College Mountaineers, playing back-to-backs today. Both coming off of losses a day ago. And that is evident early in this one as tapping into the benches deep. Pacers have already played 10 players. 9 have seen the floor for the Mountaineers as the Pacers clear the inbound pass to Smith Gupton up top. And he handles the ball, hands it to Sellers. Pass down low to the left block to Jason Dudley. Pump fake to get his man in the air. Chest pass out to Joshua Jones, who drives and kicks it underneath to Paul Dunlap. And as the shot clock expires, got one up, but it was stolen away. Terrell Carter for Berea dishes up to the top of the circle to DeAndre Lightfoot. Handles it over to the left wing and dials up a three off the front side of the rim. A couple of bounces before landing into the hands of Jason Dudley, and it goes back to the Pacers. Hands to Gupton. Puts up a three from the top of the circle. That one rolls out off the right side of the rim and is rebounded by Berea, as that was Chris Spratling on the rebound. And the Mountaineers now with it. They enter the front court and a double team applied. Dish over to the left wing. Lightfoot loses his footing at the top of the key and dishes right side. Long two off the front side of the rim, rebounded by Terrell Carter, and the putback dropped in for the Mountaineers, who now reach double figures. That's just their third field goal made of the contest. They're shooting 3 of 24. Pacers on the other end. Gupton drives left side, kicks out to Joshua Jones, whose three-point shot attempt is a little strong. And off the far side of the basket, it rattles around up there, and a foul called off the ball against Paul Dunlap of the Pacers. So it'll slow things down and allow for an inbound pass for Berea. 6 minutes, 27 seconds until halftime. And a 4-point Pacers lead, 14-10. As Carter walks it across the timeline. Immediately is doubled by Ferguson and McLean. They go up forward to Rowe, who pumps in midair on the block and chucks one up over the basket. Gets the foul call. And Hayden Rowe will go to the free throw line for the first time today to shoot 2. As Jason Dudley makes his way to midcourt, looking to sub after the first of 2 free throws here. Rowe, 1 of 3 from three-point range. That's responsible for his 3 points so far today. His first free throw is up, rattles in and out, spins around the rim, and out. Foul committed, by the way, by Trey Bryant. That's his 3rd personal, the 15th foul on the Pacers early. So he checks out in favor of Jason Dudley. Rowe spins one through and gets his 2nd free throw to fall to reel it within 3. 14-11 lead for William Peace. Trey McLean, running point guard for the Pacers, enters the front court, crosses from left to right on his man Terrell Carter, takes him to the hole but overshoots on the layup, and it's rebounded by Berea. That's Jair Jackson on the board. His 6th of the day already. Jair Jackson catches it in the paint, floats up the 5-footer off backside of the rim, rebounded by Berea, but they travel with it, as that was Chris Spratling with the offensive rebound, but shuffled his feet when he came down with it, and it gives it back to the Pacers. 5 minutes, 48 seconds to play in half number 1. William Peace still up 3, 14-11. McLean and Arnold bring it into the front court. Arnold sends a chest pass to the left wing, where he's got Joshua Jones dribbling around the perimeter. McLean up top to Dudley, drives right side, now in the hands of Joshua Jones. McLean up top to Arnold, just 10 on the shot clock for the Pacers. Right side, hands to Jones. 3-point shot attempt, bounces off the backside of the rim, high in the air and falls through. So a little bit of a lucky bounce for the Pacers, but it extends the lead to 6, 17-11 with 5:12 until halftime. Carter enters the front court, is doubled by Dudley and McLean. Scrap for the ball on the floor as it's knocked away, and they clear the pass to the right wing to Rowe, who drives and kicks to a cutting Carter. Elevates and drops it in for 2, 17-13, under 5 minutes until halftime. McLean dribbles to the right wing, hands to Camden Ferguson, whose 3-point shot attempt is a little too strong. He's 2 of 7 from deep now in today's contest. Carter on the other end for Berea, drives left side, hits Bizzle Brown in the left corner, catch and shoot. And Bizzle Brown with a little bit of that in his game as well. Hits it from the corner to reel it within 1, 17-16. Dudley drives right side, puts up an errant layup attempt on the other end. Berea in transition. Carter to the left wing, and Tariq Miller gets it to roll in for 3. Not a pretty shot, but it hit the right side of the rim, and then the right side of the backboard and bounced in. So a 2-point lead for the Mountaineers now, 19-17. As they have quickly improved their shooting percentage and hit 4 field goals, which for them has been a flurry this contest. They started out shooting just around 9%, 2 of their first 21. It's still not great, 21.4% from the field, 6 of 28. But it's right around the same mark of the Pacers, who have made 7 field goals on 32 attempts. And Coach Claude Shields fired up during the quick timeout. Sends his guys back onto the floor. So for the Pacers, it'll be Dunlap and McLean in the backcourt to trigger it in. Waiting patiently for Berea's players in the front court are Tyson Sellers, Jason Dudley, and Camden Ferguson of the Pacers. Now with everyone on the floor, McLean brings it across the timeline, picks up his dribble. He's defended by Lightfoot, bounces it to the right side to Tyson Sellers, who goes through his legs, looking for an open man, dribbles left side, drives, puts it up from 15 feet, but Carter recovers as the defender and blocks it away, stealing it as well. Carter on the other end for Berea. Hands right side, up top to Bizzle Brown. Shuffles his feet before the pump fake. Much in the same way he did on the corner three that he made earlier, but there was no call. This time he's going to get called for the traveling violation and give it back to the Pacers with 3 minutes, 52 seconds until the half. Dunlap from the far sideline gives to McLean to start things. Chest pass, left wing to Tyson Sellers. Crosses from left to right and drives right by his man Terrell Carter. Smacks the backboard as he dumps it in to tie things up at 19 with 3.5 minutes till half. Carter, chest pass to the right side, and now they swing it back around the left to DeAndre Lightfoot to the Mountaineers. Lightfoot hands to Miller. 10 on the shot clock. Miller still dribbling about 30 feet from the basket. Kicks it over to the left side, and an ill-advised three-point shot attempt missed off the back of the iron. Rebound goes down to the Pacers, but stolen away by Carter, who drives left side, tries to kick to the left corner, but Tyson Sellers there sprinting to intercept the pass. McLean on the other end for the Pacers, drives right side, goes to the right corner. Sellers with a tough three-point shot, skips over the rim, and is knocked away out of bounds on the rebound attempt. Ruling is that it was last touched by the Mountaineers, and it'll be Pacers ball with 2 minutes, 55 seconds until the half. Tie ball game, 19 points apiece for William Peace and Berea. Inbound pass goes to McLean at the top of the circle. Sellers now with it after a chest pass on the right wing. Gets a high screen, steps back, sends up a three, and it rolls in. 22-19 as Tyson Sellers now leads all scorers with 7 after that one made from deep. 22-19, Miller drives right side, dishes underneath the pick and roll action as Jair Jackson receives the pass. Bumped by his defender and banks it in for 2. So Jair Jackson on the board for the first time today. He was previously 0 of 4 from the field, but is the Mountaineers' leading rebounder thus far with 6. He'll have a chance at a three-point play as he steps up to the free throw line for one shot. Sends it up high arcing, and it drops through to complete things and tie it at 22. 2 minutes, 32 seconds until half. Foul was committed by Tyson Sellers, his first personal. 6th foul on the Pacers as a team here on the first. McLean, high screen on the other end. Drives from midcourt on the left side. Good hesitation in midair, good air time. Sort of a double clutch, and he banks it in off the high glass to give the Pacers another 2-point lead, 24-22. Miller dribbles to the right on the other end for Berea. Hands to Rowe, they swing it left side. DeAndre Lightfoot drives baseline. Defended by a couple of Pacers, has it knocked away by Dunlap, but it's reeled back in. Jackson with the follow-up attempt, has it swatted away and stolen by Smith-Gupton. And the Pacers now enter the front court, 1 minute, 45 seconds until the break. 2-point lead for William Peace. Gupton drives right side, floats up a pass to the right corner. He was intending to get it to Camden Ferguson, but it's stolen by Tariq Miller. Berea surging on the other end. Dishes to Rowe on the right wing. 3-point shot attempt. Thuds off the front of the rim and rebounded by Camden Ferguson. Outlet to Trey McLean, who's now at midcourt with 1 minute and 20 seconds until the half. Pacers let it go out of bounds, and McLean was dribbling through his legs. Lightfoot poked at it. McLean reeled it back in, but then lost control, and it rolls out of bounds at the far sideline. So another turnover for the Pacers. Gives it back to Berea with 1 minute 17 to play. Miller tried the inbound pass, but it was knocked away by Cam Ferguson, who has to be reminded of the invisible plane over which he cannot reach when defending the inbound passer. Joshua Jones now in the game will assume that role, defending Miller on the sideline. Floats it into the backcourt to DeAndre Lightfoot. He's defended by Smith-Gupton. Drives hard right side, softly lays it in off the top of the glass. And it's a tie game again at 24. Right at 1 minute until the break. Gupton gets a high screen. Chest pass to the right side. Sellers reels it in and gives to Joshua Jones. Now back up to the top of the circle to Gupton. Dribbles right, goes to Jones. Pick from Dunlap. Dribbles left side, goes to Ferguson, whose three-point heave with 8 on the shot clock is just off the back of the rim. Jones reels it in, has Gupton wide open from up top for 3, and he gets that to fall through. 27-24, just over 30 seconds to play until halftime, and a 3-point lead for the Pacers. Lightfoot handling on the right side of the perimeter, goes to Miller, back to Lightfoot, pump fake on the 3, goes to Rowe. Immediately catches and drives right side, baseline, puts up the 10-footer, and it rolls in and out as he was defended well by Joshua Jones. Rebound goes to the Pacers, and Gupton has it with 10 seconds until half. Bounce pass to the left elbow. Paul Dunlap gives back to Gupton, sets a screen on the left side. Now they go to Sellers on the left, driving from the wing, puts up the floater, but the call is that he stepped out of bounds just in front of the Berea bench with 1.8 seconds in the first half. Full court pressure for the Pacers on this final possession. Lightfoot throws an overhead pass into the front court. Dunlap intercepts it, hands to Sellers, who chucks it up from just past half court and can't get it to fall as the clock hits 0 for half number 1. A little shaky offensively for both of these teams, looking to bounce back from losses a day ago. The Pacers with a 3-point lead as we enter the locker room. 27-24, William Peace ahead of Berea here on the Pacers Sports Network. Back with you here on the Pacers Sports Network. About a minute and a half until we resume play with the second half of action. It's halftime, a 3-point lead for William Peace University. Darren Vaught here at the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of WPU. And it's been a little shaky offensively for both teams, the visiting Mountaineers and your William Peace Pacers. Leading all scorers, Tyson Sellers has 7, so not a single player in this game has reached double figures through one half of action. 7 points, 5 rebounds for Sellers, who led all scorers in the loss against Piedmont yesterday with 22. But he's just 3 of 9 from the field. Cam Ferguson for the Pacers with 6 is 2 of 8 from three-point range. 5 points apiece for Josh Jones and Smith Gupton, 2 each for McLean and Bryant, and that rounds out the scoring for the Pacers. 6 points for Deontay Bizzle-Brown leading the way for the Mountaineers. 5 for Miller, 4 apiece for Carter and Hayden Rowe, and then Jair Jackson with 3, DeAndre Lightfoot with 2. Both teams not shooting the basketball at very efficient rates. 23.5% from the field for Berea, 27.5 for the Pacers. And for Berea, that mark improved drastically in about the last 7 minutes of the first half. They had only hit 2 field goals through 10 minutes of action. Pacers also of note yet to shoot a free throw in this contest, as it'll be the starting 5 back out for each team. And the Pacers ball, they now operate from my left to right, so we'll switch baskets and see if that will open up the floodgates for either of these teams offensively. McLean zips a pass to Sellers on the right side. He gets a screen, drives from right to left, puts up a tough floater in the lane, and it sails over the rim and rebounded by Berea. So the Mountaineers with their first possession of the second half. Go to Hayden Rowe on the left side. Back up top, Terrell Carter swinging it right side. Tariq Miller pump fakes a 3 and sends it back up top. 8 on the shot clock. Carter drives to his right, kicks to the wing, and Tariq Miller tosses up the 3. It rolls in to tie us up at 27 points apiece. 50 seconds into the second half, just over 19 to play in Raleigh. McLean sends it to the top of the key. Trey Bryant, 3 personal fouls, but he's back in the game for the Pacers. Hands off to Sellers, gets a screen. Now up top, good hesitation by Dudley to get his man in the air, but instead goes underneath with a bounce pass to Trey Bryant. Back outside now, it's in Cam Ferguson's hands. 3 on the shot clock. Ferguson sends it out to Trey McLean for the 3-point heave on the right wing. Off the front side of the rim, rebounded by Dudley. Bounce pass underneath to Trey Bryant on the right block. Sellers cuts right by his man, in traffic, puts it up with his left, and it's no good, the layup. Berea in transition. Miller goes to the right side, now swinging it back around to the left wing. As Bizzle-Brown chucks up the 3, and it's off the near side of the rim, rebounded by the Pacers. McLean on the right wing. Overhead pass to Sellers up top. He dribbles left, hands to Cam Ferguson. Rattles in and out off the right side of the rim and rebounded by Jackson of the Mountaineers. Here comes Tariq Miller after receiving the outlet pass. Goes to Carter on the left side. Defended by McLean. Underneath now to Bizzle-Brown. They're going to go right at Trey Bryant, who has 3 personal fouls, a whistle blown, and the offensive foul called against Bizzle-Brown. Maybe a little too obvious with his intentions, and a new 5 subbing into the contest for the Pacers. Sam Arnold, Smith Gupton, Joshua Jones, Paul Dunlap, and Christian Farrell enter the contest as the starters check out just over 2 minutes into the second half for William Peace. Tie ball game at 27 as Gupton dribbles into the front court, sends one to the right corner to Farrell, and immediately he chest passes it back up to Gupton. Over on the left wing, Joshua Jones goes up top to Sam Arnold. Dribbles right, hands to Farrell for 3. Nothing but net from deep. 30-27 with 17:25 to play. And now a double team from the Pacers, broken and cleared underneath. The pass from up top went to Bizzle-Brown and then to an uncovered Jair Jackson in the paint, who went up with it and was fouled. from behind. Dunlap's second personal. First team foul of the second half for the Pacers as Jackson goes to the free throw line and gets his first to rattle in to make it 30-28, a 2-point lead for the Pacers with 17 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Jackson now 2 for 2 from the free throw line. That one almost looked as if he was trying to get it to bank in, but it's off the backboard, then the right side of the rim, rebounded by the Pacers on the other side of the floor from the right wing. Joshua Jones' three-point shot attempt sails way over the rim and is rebounded by the Berea College Mountaineers. Tariq Miller wastes no time with some shiftiness, gets into the lane, puts up the floater, but all the way on the other side, Jones gets a second shot at the three-point shot attempt, and it rattles in 33-30, a three-point Pacers lead with 16:45 to play. Miller goes to Carter, who drives down to the baseline and sends it back up top to Jair Jackson. Finds some space in the paint, dribbling to his left, and floats it up with his right. Nothing but net to reel it within one, 33-32. And a little more frantic play for each of these teams. A little more successful on field goal attempts so far. Joshua Jones is doubled on the left wing for the Pacers. Bounces it up top to Gupton to the left side. They swing it to the corner. Christian Farrell's three rattles in and out. Batted away by Rowe and ultimately rebounded by Miller, who makes his way into the front court. Chest pass in transition. Rowe, three-point shot attempt from the left wing is long. Sails over the rim and rebounded by Arnold. Hands to Gupton. And the Pacers will cross the timeline and slow things down to reset the offense. Gupton dribbles to the right and is defended by Tariq Miller. Lofts a pass over to the left side. Farrell with the three-point shot attempt this time. Sends it too strong off the far side of the rim. It's rebounded by Hayden Rowe. And Sam Arnold tries to muscle him up and fight for possession, but is called for the foul. So personal foul against Sam Arnold. That's his first, second team foul on the Pacers here in the second half. As we enter our first media timeout, 15:45 to play. It's a 1-point lead for the Pacers, 33-32. $15:45 to play, 33-32, a 1-point lead for the Pacers. As Tariq Miller of the visiting Mountaineers moments ago became the first player to reach double figures scoring. He has 10. This is just his third game played with the Mountaineers this season. He scored 31 combined points for the first two games. As Berea breaks the press and Miller dribbles into the front court, hands to DeAndre Lightfoot. Now in the game for Berea. To the left side, and they swing it back up top. Lightfoot puts it on the floor with one dribble, heaves up a three, and it's short of the rim, just barely grazing the bottom of the net on its way out of bounds. As Sam Arnold at the stoppage in play checks out for the Pacers. Just pass to the left wing. Joshua Jones goes down to the left block. Dudley puts it on the floor. Back out to Jones. Fakes a pass up top to shift the defense, and he's wide open for the three. Rips the bottom of the net. And it's a 4-point lead for the Pacers. 36-32 with just over 15 to play. Tariq Miller fakes an overhead pass on the left wing. Dribbles up top. Now goes left side. Wants some action to go underneath. It's swatted away, the pass by Cam Ferguson. Stolen by Gupton. Pass forward to Trey Bryant, and he lays it in softly for two on the fast break, 38-32. Now a 6-point lead for the Pacers. which is their largest of the day, believe it or not. Lightfoot receives a pass on the right wing. Dishes underneath to Jair Jackson. Good pick and roll action to get him open. And he lays it up for two. 14 and a half minutes to go. 4-point Pacers lead. Bryant to Jones on the left wing. Thought about the three. Now he's going to go inside to Dudley again. Puts it off the high glass, but it's a little too strong. Gets his own rebound up against three Berea defenders. Can't get the shot to go up. Trey Bryant gets it in the air. Dishes outside to Smith-Gupton, whose three-point shot attempt rolls in and out. And a long rebound by Dudley. Pacers with another chance. Dudley dribbles from left to right, is bodied up by Miller. No foul call. And it bounces out of bounds, last touched by the Pacers. Berea's ball to toss it in their own backcourt with now just under 14 minutes to play, and the Peace coaching staff infuriated with that call, or lack of a call rather. DeAndre Lightfoot on the other end of the floor drives right side and draws contact as Trey Bryant is charged with the block. That'll be his fourth personal, so he's now one away from being disqualified and makes his way off the floor. Tyson Sellers re-enters the contest. 4-point lead for the Pacers still, 38-34. Inbound pass goes to the right corner where Hayden Rowe puts it on the floor. Gets into the paint, double clutches in the air and can't get it to fall. It rolls off the left side of the rim, rebounded by Dudley of the Pacers. In transition, William Peace goes to Sellers on the right side. Sneaks a pass up top to Gupton, who has it knocked away from behind, stolen by Berea. Now stolen the pass by Tyson Sellers, who goes up for the layup, and it's swatted away out of bounds at the baseline. Pacers ball once more as Coach Shields gets a warning on the Pacers bench. Gupton checks out. Trey McLean, the junior of Greensboro, North Carolina, into the game for the Pacers. He'll be the trigger man on the inbound pass. 13:31 on the clock and a 38-34 lead for William Peace. McLean looking in the lane for someone open. Bounces it eventually to the right block to Jason Dudley. And a whistle blown. Foul called against Berea. That'll be charged to Chris Spratling, his first personal. Second team foul for the Mountaineers. McLean with another chance on the inbound pass. Goes to Jones, right wing. Puts up the three, and it's rejected out of bounds by Terrell Carter. A lot of space for Jones given a quick release, but he took his time and couldn't get it up before Carter flew in for the block. For the Pacers, though, luckily it goes out of bounds right over top of their bench. So Jones will inbound it from just a couple of steps back from where he attempted the three. Gets it to McLean up top, driving left side, puts up with his left, and is going to be fouled by Hayden Rowe on his way to the basket. McLean, one of the things he does best, going to the rack, getting fouled, and getting free throw attempts. As McLean steps up to the free throw line, scored 16 points in the game yesterday, was 7 of 8 from the charity stripe as he buries his first today and makes it a 5-point lead for the Pacers, 39-34. Clock has stopped at 13:24 in the second half. McLean's second of two, up and rolls in. Shoots better than 75% from the free throw line. Inbound pass on the full court pressure, stolen away. Up top to Tyson Sellers, the three-point shot attempt off the back of the iron, but rebounded by Dudley, who drives baseline from the right side and just steps out of bounds before sending a pass to the left corner. So it goes back to Berea, but more pressure applied by the Pacers on this side. Hayden Rowe comes out of the contest for the Mountaineers, as does Lightfoot. Back in is Glasgow, and McLean receives the inbound pass. Driving left side, goes up with his left, dumps it in traffic over the outstretched arms of a couple of Berea defenders, but McLean remains down on the baseline, favoring what looks to be his hamstring. So they're going to look at him. He looks to be in a lot of pain. And we'll take a break as they assess what's going on with Trey McLean. Hopefully he's all right. 42-34 after the successful layup by McLean. 13:01 left here in the second half on the Pacers Sports Network. All right, so McLean jogs off of the floor on his own power, but will check out of the contest. And Berea inbounds the ball with full court pressure from the Pacers. Joshua Jones knocks it away, nearly gets the steal. Loose ball on the floor. Jones had it. Now Spratling has it. And gets a timeout called, and here we go. There it is. A smile out of Coach Claude Shields as he emphatically claps toward his team as they come in for the timeout. And he screams, "Let's go." That's the effort he has been wanting to see from the Pacers defensively all day. 42-34. William Peace with an 8-point lead. 12 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock here in the second half. And perhaps an injection of energy into this William Peace team. And the scoring breakdown, it has improved, but both teams right around 27-28% from the field. The Pacers have now hit 8 3-point shots and have made it to the free throw line, where McLean was 2 of 2. Joshua Jones leads William Peace in scoring. He's the only one in double figures. He actually leads all scorers with 11 now. 3 of 7 from three-point land. 7 points, 5 rebounds also for Tyson Sellers, who has struggled shooting from the field, just 3 of 12. And then Tariq Miller still leading the way for the Mountaineers, the only player in double figures for them with 10 points. He's also got 4 rebounds and 2 steals. As the inbound pass right in front of me on the near sideline by Berea. Cleared inside and goes up top to Terrell Carter to reset the offense. The freshman leads the team in scoring with 19, but Carter just with 4 points today. Mountaineers swing it around to the right side. Carter dishes up top. Glasgow for 3. It hits the front side of the rim and rolls out. Strong rebound by Jason Dudley, and the Pacers now have it. Outlet pass to Gupton. He dribbles from left to right. Hands to Camden Ferguson, who puts it on the floor with his left. Dribbles up to the top of the circle. Dials up a 3, and it rolls in. Camden Ferguson now with 3 3-point makes on the day, and it's an 11-point Pacers lead, their largest of the afternoon. 12:05 to play. Carter dribbles right, hands to Glasgow, and Berea goes to Miller on the left side. Now back up top to Spratling. Smothering defense by the Pacers at the perimeter here. Carter drives and sends a pass to the baseline where Jackson can't get the 15-footer to go. It's too strong off the back of the rim. Carter with the putback attempt off the backside of the iron as well. Rebound goes to the Pacers. In transition, Joshua Jones from the right corner dribbles inside of the perimeter and puts up a long 2. It rolls over the top of the cylinder. And Dudley comes flying in for the rebound, knocking it out of bounds, but a great effort. As it's out, last touched by the Pacers, and will be Berea ball. An immediate timeout. 11 minutes, 39 seconds left of action here at the Herm. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. 45-34 the score. William Peace with the lead. Its largest of the day. As finally some contributions from key places. 19 bench points for the Pacers now. Compared that to just 2 for Berea College. DeAndre Lightfoot, the point guard, with 2 points off the bench for the Mountaineers. I want to talk about a key role player showing up in a big way today. Jason Dudley making his first start for the Pacers. He's 0 of 5 from the field, yet to score. But how about 14 rebounds for the junior forward in his first start of the season? He checked out at the media timeout, but full court pressure applied by the Pacers as Gupton and Jones, the defenders of Carter and Miller, in the backcourt. Carter brings it into the front for Berea. Dishes to the left side, pick and pop, and Bizzle Brown catches and shoots, hits the three from the left wing, makes it 45-37 after the Berea three-pointer. Tyson Sellers on the other side. To the right wing, Camden Ferguson, catch and shoot, there he is! His fourth from deep makes it 48-37 with 11 minutes to play. Carter on the right wing is doubled. Goes underneath to Jair Jackson, bodied up by Cam Ferguson. Great help defense to force the miss, and it's rebounded by the Pacers. Smith Gupton with a three-point shot attempt on the other side. It rolls just in and out, and the rebound goes to Berea. Jackson receives a pass on the right wing. Up top to Bizzle Brown, and he shuffled his feet again. The jump stop after he caught the ball is going to result in a traveling violation every single time. Joshua Jones now out of the contest for the Pacers, and Trey McLean checks back into the game, seemingly healthy, sprints into the front court, goes right wing to Cam Ferguson. Pacers swing it up top. Gupton, right side, Sellers, jab step to the right, fakes and drives left, sneaks a pass underneath to Dunlap, who gets an easy lay-in for two. Nice assist by Tyson Sellers to make it 50-37 with 10 minutes and 18 seconds left. Miller dribbling from the left side of the perimeter all the way to the far side of the court. Goes underneath to Hayden Rowe. Pivots, spins, and banks it in for two. But McLean quick to make his way into the front court for the Pacers. Underneath to Dunlap. Back out to McLean. Dribbles inside. Underhanded toss out to Sellers for three. That one bangs in and makes it a 14-point Pacers lead, 53-39, under 10 minutes to play, rather. Pass lofted underneath to Rowe. Shot swatted away by Sellers and eventually reeled in by Cam Ferguson. He's on the right wing. He's just going to pull up right in front of Bizzle Brown. Misses on the left side of the rim, though, and is rebounded by Miller of Berea. Wasting no time getting into the other side of the floor. Bizzle Brown, after the handoff, shoots a three from the left wing. Rebound goes down to Carter. Great hustle to save it from going out of bounds, but he can't get the layup to fall, and McLean gets the rebound for William Peace. In transition, left wing, handoff to Gupton, and he misses the three. It was off the front side of the rim. I don't know if that was technically a tip-in by Sellers. It may have bounced, but he came flying in and finger-rolled it off of the high point of the backboard to tip it in for two, 55-39. Berea has Carter driving from right to left. A little bit of a leaner from about 10 feet out. And it rolls in for two. McLean quickly goes to the front court for the Pacers. Hands to Sellers again with the three-point shot. This time it misses long and is batted out of bounds at the baseline. I didn't quite see the ruling of who it was last touched by, but I think it'll be Pacers ball. Last touched by Berea after a couple of substitutions. William Peace setting up that way as Cam Ferguson will trigger in the inbound pass. He lofts it up top to Trey McLean. Dribbles right side. Screen underneath the basket for Cam Ferguson. Catches and shoots, and nothing but net. Camden Ferguson with his fifth three-point make of the day. He's got 15, the assist by McLean. Three-pointer on the other end. Misses off the backside of the rim, and the rebound attempt is swatted away out of bounds. They can't reel it in. Can Berea. It goes back to the Pacers, who lead it by 17, 58-41. After they have unleashed the three-point shooting attack. 7 three-pointers made here in the second half. They only made 5 in the first. Cam Ferguson now 5 of 13 from deep. That's a little more like it. He's been in a bit of a slump lately. As Ferguson this season averaging just over 10 points per game. but shooting only 29% from three entering today's contest. He shot 45 from deep last season. Pacers go to Joshua Jones on the right wing. They lead it with over 8 minutes to play, 8:05 and counting down. 58-41. McLean drives right side, double clutch in midair, and lays it in. He kind of set that on the back of the rim and let it roll down through the net. 60-41 as Trey McLean now with 8 points on the contest. Carter for three for Berea. Awkward release, and it's off the front of the rim and rebounded by Jones. Here come the Pacers. Bounce pass underneath. Dudley has his shot just barely grazed by the hand of Carter, and it's blocked, and now Berea's ball in transition. Three-pointer off the front side of the rim. That time it was Mitchell Embry uncharacteristically pulling on the fast break. Rebound goes to Berea, and now Carter with it on the left side. Hands to Embry, who pump fakes the three. Goes to Miller on the right wing, whose three-point shot attempt sails through the net and is good to make it 60-44. Berea still down by 16. McLean takes it coast to coast, and Houdini's a pass to Arnold through a couple of defenders for the two-point basket. Carter from the left wing collapsed on by a couple of defenders there. I think Jones is ultimately going to be charged with the foul, but there was a missed assignment as he received the pass at the wing. He's able to lay it in for two and draw the foul as we reach under 7 minutes to play. 6:58 on the clock. Carter will go to the free throw line following the media timeout. 62-46, a 16-point lead for the Pacers. They've been up by as many as 19 here in the second half, as the offense has opened up a little bit. Cam Ferguson now leads all scorers with 15 points. All 15 coming off of three-point shots. He's 5 of 13 from deep. 12 points for Tyson Sellers. Joshua Jones with 11. Trey McLean cleaning things up nicely with 8 points. Smith Gupton has 5. 4 for Trey Bryant, 3 for Christian Farrell, and 2 apiece for Sam Arnold and Paul Dunlap. And last but certainly not least, as he still hasn't scored yet, but Jason Dudley, 14 rebounds on the day, making his first start of the season for the Pacers. Doing a lot of the little things right. As after the timeout, on the floor for the Pacers will be the starting 5 with one exception. And instead of Jason Dudley, it'll be Joshua Jones. So Sellers, Jones, McLean, and Trey Bryant, who has 4 fouls, get in rebounding position underneath the basket as Carter looks to try to complete the three-point play. Puts up the free throws off the front side of the iron. Sellers skies in for the board and hands it to McLean as the Pacers make their way across midcourt. McLean zips a pass to the right side. They go left side. Cam Ferguson from deep on the three-point shot attempt. Misses the left side of the rim. And a loose ball on the far sideline. Last touched by Sellers. So that goes back to Berea and gives the Pacers a chance to retreat back to the defense. Terrell Carter checks out for Berea. DeAndre Lightfoot back into the game, and he's going to sprint into the front court on the left side. Shuffled his feet a little bit, no call, as he picks up his dribble and goes outside to Tariq Miller. Double team at midcourt. Bryant and Ferguson swallow up Miller, but somehow he got a pass up top of the key to Jair Jackson, whose shot attempt was no good. In an attempt to get the rebound back, has it knocked away. Last touch by Tyson Sellers and the Pacers. Berea will trigger it in on their own side of the floor on the far sideline. Jason Dudley grabs Josh Jones and gives him a breather. Dudley will defend the inbound pass as Jackson looks to toss it in. Jackson goes an overhead pass trying to go up to midcourt. But before he can get the pass in the court of play, a whistle blown and a foul called against Austin Glasgow, who just entered the contest. The point guard from Knoxville, Tennessee. Off the ball, shoving, trying to create some space. So in the half-court set now. McLean drives, dishes left side, now outside to Cam Ferguson. Pump fake, steps just inside the three-point line. Can't get the long two to fall. It rolls in and out. And Berea in transition. Lightfoot forces a shot up while he's well defended by Sellers. It's off the backboard, then the left side of the rim. Knocked away out of bounds by Berea, so it goes back to the Pacers. 5 minutes, 51 seconds to play in a 16-point William Peace lead, 62-46. McLean enters the half-court set. Bounces up top of the circle to Sellers, who drives, kicks over to the right side. McLean looking to facilitate. Goes to Dudley at the top of the key. Now Sellers, the Pacers swing it around. Three-point shot attempt off the backside of the rim. Dudley with the rebound. The attempt goes over the cylinder. Bryant up with it after the rebound. It's in and he's fouled. Trey Bryant, whose impact has been mitigated by foul trouble so far today, with a chance for three. 64-46 now the score. 5:24 to play. And Bryant now with 6 points, 3 rebounds. After the putback, his free throw to try to complete the three-point play. Bricks out and is rebounded by Glasgow. Forwards a pass up to Embry from the left wing. Chucks up the three and it rattles in to make it 64-49. 5:07 to play. And Trey McLean continuing to operate the offense, directs traffic. Chest pass to Sellers on the right wing. Back out to Sellers, up top to Ferguson. Pump fake on the three at the top of the circle. Steps right, bounces it to Sellers. Back to Ferguson, to Sellers again. 6 on the shot clock with that three-point shot attempt going up. And it misses short. Rebounded by Berea. Lightfoot over the outstretched arms of a couple of Peace defenders. Lays it in from the right side on the other end. 64-51 with 4.5 minutes to go. Camden Ferguson with the ball up top for the Pacers. Chest pass to the right wing to Sellers. Bounces it to the top of the key, and a turnaround jumper falls through for Trey Bryant. 66-51. Lightfoot again wasting no time entering the front court. The layup attempt that time's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Berea, but stolen away. Pacers now with it. McLean hands to Ferguson. Hard bounce pass to the left corner. Sellers is wide open. Another three-point make for the Pacers. It's now 69-51 with under 4 to play. Glasgow with it on the left wing. Gets tied up with a couple of defenders on him. I think Jason Dudley is going to be charged with the reach-in there. So Dudley gets the foul called against him. It's his second personal. For the Pacers, their 5th team foul, and it brings us to the official timeout with 3 minutes, 50 seconds to play. An 18-point Pacers lead. We'll take a quick timeout with them on the Pacers Sports Network. Three minutes, 50 seconds to play here at the Herm. Darren Vaught with you on the Pacers Sports Network. Pacers looking to bounce back from a loss yesterday. Leading by 18 over Berea College, the visitors here in Raleigh. The Mountaineers lost 8 straight, yet to win a game on the road this season. Missed three-point shot attempt for Tariq Miller on the right wing. He airballs it. It's saved by Trey Bryant and cleared forward to Trey McLean, who banks it in. Easy layup as he sprinted ahead of every Berea player. That makes it 71-51. Pacers with the lead now at 20, their largest of the day. Glasgow at the top of the circle. Goes left side. Berea now underneath. Goes to Spratling, who tries his hand at a double pump up and under layup as he's bodied up by Trey Bryant, who grabs the rebound after the miss and gets the outlet pass to Trey McLean. We're under 3 minutes to go. McLean picks up his dribble, goes right wing to Cam Ferguson. Back up top to McLean. Zips a pass underneath. Jason Dudley was wide open back door. Good recovery to get the block by Berea. But Dudley there with the offensive board and banks it in for the putback. That's his first points of the day. So finally, Dudley gets on the board. That offensive rebound, by the way, his 17th board of the afternoon after making his first start of the season. But he's finally in the scoring column with 2 after being 1 of 10 from the field so far today. A timeout called by the Pacers, 73-51. Now a 22-point lead for William Peace is their largest of the afternoon, and they've bounced back not only from yesterday's loss, but from the poorly played first half of this one. This was a 3-point game at halftime. As Berea inbounds the ball, it will be Tariq Miller bringing it up the floor, defended by Smith Gupton. Dribbles to his left, hands to Embry, who dribbles through his legs, thinks about a 3 after picking up his dribble, nowhere else to go. So he has to hand off to Glasgow, who puts up a layup from the right side of the basket. It sails over top of the rim, but a whistle blown. And a foul called against Christian Farrell of the Pacers, as the 5 for William Peace now goes as follows: Joshua Jones, Smith Gupton, Christian Farrell, Paul Dunlap, and Sam Arnold on the floor for the guys in green. Glasgow sends up his first of 2 free throws. And that one's good. Second on the way. So Glasgow scoring his first point of the contest as the second thuds off the back of the iron and is rebounded by Paul Dunlap. Here come the Pacers on the other end. Dunlap dribbles left, tries to hand off to Jones, but stolen away by Glasgow. Forwarded the pass to Tariq Miller, who lays it in with his right, 73-54 with 2:07 to go. And Smith Gupton entering the front court for the Pacers. Gets a high screen from Dunlap, bounces it right to Jones. Fakes a pass underneath, left side now Christian Farrell puts it on the floor. Tries to get the pass to the left corner, but Gupton, the intended receiver, unable to reel it in. It's stolen by Glasgow. Handoff to Embry up top, off balance, puts up the 3 and it's in. 73-57, 1:38 to play. And a very handsy Berea defense giving Peace problems now as Embry comes away with the steal. Embry hands off to Glasgow at the top of the circle. Another handoff. Miller, little hesitant, but puts up the 3-point shot. It's off the front side of the rim as Miller hits the deck, but no whistle. Gupton on the other end, dribbles behind his back, goes to the top of the key. Dunlap to the right corner. Farrell for 3. That one rolls in. 76-57, 1 minute, 9 seconds to play, and a full timeout called after the successful 3-point make by Christian Farrell. Great mind by Paul Dunlap there to make the extra pass. And William Peace calls its second timeout with 1 minute, 9 seconds to play and a 19-point lead, 76-57. As the Pacers have 4 players in double figures and an additional 6 who have scored. Exit the timeout. A couple of substitutions for both teams. A lot of new faces for Berea as we see Dylan Harper, the sophomore center for the first time today. Alex Ayton, sophomore center for the first time today. And Jacob Keebler, another sophomore center. So a lot of length on the floor for Berea as they go inside to Dylan Harper on the left block. And he is fouled with his back to the basket, trying to spin and go to the rim. Some new faces in the lineup for Peace as well, as Aaron Taylor, the freshman, commits the foul. His first personal. It's the 7th team foul on the Pacers. Michael Gaylord in at point guard. Dribbles to his left, goes to Farrell. Taylor receives it in the high post. Pivots and dishes to Farrell in the left corner. Back up top to Gaylord. Raz Walker on the right wing for three. Nothing but nets. A fan favorite here at Peace gets the three-point shot to register and make it 79-57, a 22-point lead for William Peace. Glasgow for Berea dials one up from deep at the top of the circle. And it falls through, brings it back within 19. Walker again from the left wing. Rattles in and out, rebound pulled in by Berea as it was Ayton who got his paws on it. In transition, they go right side, three-point shot attempt sent long by Jacob Keebler, and it's rebounded by the Pacers with about 10 seconds to play. 79-60, looks like it'll be the final score as Gaylord enters the front court and dribbles out the remainder of the clock. 3 seconds to 1, and that'll do it. The Pacers bounce back in a big way in the second half. 79-60, they get the 19-point victory and move on to 3-9, 2-3 in conference play. Meanwhile, for Berea, that's their 9th straight loss as they drop to 0-7 on the road, 0-5 in conference play. The Pacers get a much-needed W to bounce back from a couple of close, tough losses to Greensboro and Piedmont. And they edge this one out. They'll be on the road for a few games, but not until after celebrating this contest here. 4 players in double figures, 11 in the scoring column for the Pacers. The final score 79-60. Let's run through these stats quickly with you. Tyson Sellers and Cam Ferguson led the way with 15 points apiece. They hit a combined 8 three-pointers. Sellers also with 7 rebounds and 4 assists, 2 steals as well. So a nice complete game from his perspective. Cam Ferguson finally getting things to fall and taking great shots from three-point land. Finding his rhythm perhaps, which is crucial heading into the rest of the conference schedule. 15 points, all of which came on 5 three-pointers made. Joshua Jones with 11. He was 3 of 7 from deep. 10 points for Trey McLean. 3 rebounds, 4 assists for McLean as well. Very efficient day for him, shooting 4 of 6 from the field. 8 points for Trey Bryant, whose playing time was very limited because of foul trouble, but when he was in, was very, very effective, shooting 4 of 7 from the field, also grabbing 5 rebounds as well. 6 points for Christian Farrell, who came in and hit 2 of the 4 three-pointers he put up. 5 for Smith Gupton. He's filled the stat sheet with a couple of rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal. Raz Walker hit that 3 toward the end of the game, and 2 points each for Jason Dudley, Sam Arnold, and Paul Dunlap. Dunlap and Dudley both in double figures in the rebounding column. Dudley with 17 boards despite 1 of 10 from the field. And it's ties for the school record for rebounds in a single game. 17 for Jason Dudley, making his first start of the season and showing up in a big way, not necessarily in scoring, but did all the little things right. Paul Dunlap hit an even 10 rebounds on his day as well. He had 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal as well, so good effort turned in by Dunlap. Toward the end of the game, we saw Gaylord Taylor and then DeAndre Thomas in the game as well. For the Mountaineers, Tariq Miller led the way with 15 points, right around his season average through this, his 3rd game of the season. Deontay Bizzle-Brown had 9, 8 points for Terrell Carter, who came into the contest the Mountaineers' leading scorer at 19 points per game. So a great defensive effort by the Pacers to hold him to just taking only 8 shots. He made 4 of them. Jair Jackson shooting 3 of 11 from the field. Hayden Rowe, 2 of 11, so good defense on those 2 as well. The next couple of scores with 8 points and 6, respectively, for the Mountaineers. Mitchell Embry with 6, DeAndre Lightfoot and Glasgow with 4 points apiece. That rounded out the scoring for Berea. So to conclude, a 79-60 victory for your William Peace University Pacers. They advance to 3-9 on the season, 2 wins, 3 losses in conference play, and they bounce back in a big way, especially in that second half, shooting much better than they did in the first and showing a lot of enthusiasm around a very spirited defensive effort in half number 2. 79-60 your final score here from the Herm. So long.